G'day Spurs fans, Paul Hotspur here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And I've just come hot off a good old chat with Dermot on THFC Till I Die. I'll put the link in the description if I can remember, but sorry Dermot if I forget. No, I will. Good old chat. Dermot's a good egg. Chatting about transfers, transfers news and things, so I might as well just regurgitate some of it. But I spoke about some of this on my stream this morning. Serge Reguilon is coming back from Manchester United through a revolving door and then being spat out somewhere else, which is fine by me. I don't think we need him as cover for Destiny. I don't think he's good enough. I think if we do buy Radu Dragusin, then there's a potential for Mickey van der Ven to fill out that side if it's needed, you know, to cover the odd suspension or injury. I think that's the way to go with that one. But news that is warming the cockles of my heart is that possibly Eric Dyer, fantastic servant to Tottenham Hotspur, the greatest football team the world has ever seen, may be on his way out. And there's a few rumoured destinations, well, it's two mainly rumoured destinations. Sporting Lisbon, the only club he ever loved, his home. That's his words, man. He's playing for Tottenham and he comes out and says that. Or, which I think would be comedy gold, West Ham. Because, I mean, it'd be nice. We bang 5 goals past West Ham every time we played them. We know how rubbish he is. I think that'd be fantastic. I just don't see that guy being able to defend, well, anywhere really. He's not a defender. He can't tackle. He doesn't like tackling. So I don't know if Sporting Lisbon might give him more of a midfield kind of role. But I would love to see him at centre-back for West Ham. Brilliant. His agent must be the best agent on the planet if he can pull that deal off. So Radu Dragusin, rumours are around that he's actually done a medical already, perhaps. You know, this is all sketchy stuff. Rumours and innuendo, but why not, eh? It could be, the deal could be done as soon as the end of this week, which would be fantastic. Imagine that. Van der Ven, Romero and Dragusin, forgot his name, Radu, vying for place in the first team, and we've seen already actually that there's plenty of scope for rotation and injury cover. So having another centre back in of what apparently is a decent standard, I think is a real massive step forward. Not having to rely on the likes of Ben Davies, Emerson Royale, and the other guy who might be going to West Ham as much. I think that's fantastic news. Someone just walked past there. I didn't care when I was on Dermot's show. I got my manky headphones on still from that. Why have I got them around my neck? Ow, it's caught in my beard. I think I'll leave. I'll leave it there for a bit. The other news is the Conor Gallagher situation, and I'm just wondering. I had the thought when I was on Dermot's stream, and I saw old Irish Hotspur David Harris concurs with this. Are we using perhaps Conor Gallagher as a smokescreen? Are we trying to entice perhaps another team into a bidding war, just like we did with Raya? Arsenal fell for that one hook, line and sinker, as they start their inevitable downward spiral into the miasma of putrid decay, the maelstrom of dirge that Arsenal is. We sold them on that one. I'm just wondering if we're just doing the same with Conor Gallagher, keep everyone looking one way while we sign someone that no one's ever heard of. But in a change to the past, when we buy someone that you had to Google. Who said that? Was it Aaron Lennon or Defoe that said that? No, it's Danny Rose. I don't know. It was one of our players that said that. We've got Ange Postecoglou, chief scout at the moment. I'm sure he's up to his crack in it, okaying and vetting players. So I'd be quite excited about that. It worked out perfectly for us. Getting Vicario an absolute steal at 17 million. Can you believe that we paid $17 million for the best keeper in the Premier League? And he's only just got started. He's superb. Meanwhile, Manchester United buy players like Onana for 50 million, and he's rubbish. So the other news is that Todibo Todibo is probably going to be off the cards, and Manchester United might be buying him next year. Word on the street is that's because little Lord Fauntleroy, Jim Radcliffe, I ain't calling no one sir, don't believe in that shit, because he owns Nice and part of Manchester United. I think the corporate term is there's some synergies in the deal there. So there we go with that one. In my mind, look, I think if we get a centre back and a midfielder, that's a good window, man. That covers us. That covers a lot of gaps up. I mean, you can't legislate for the catastrophe we've been having with injuries and suspensions so far. But even just having two extra first team grade players would have made an awful lot of difference. Maybe it would have made just the difference in the games we lost during that spell where we weren't doing so good. So I'd be happy with that. And then a forward. I'm not as busting a gut for it at the moment because I think Richarlison is looking good. A telltale sign for me was when Richarlison scored on the weekend, and he looked genuinely happy. Whereas before, when he scored goals, it seemed to be more like releasing tension or anxiety, or you know what I mean, something like that. Whereas that goal he scored against Bournemouth, which was a nice little shoe in from a cross, it was a real happy, joyful celebration. That says to me he's enjoying his football, and I think he is. I like the way he hassles the opposing defence and goalkeeper. He's always up and at them, and then he's always back in our own box when he's needed to be. There was that free kick that just caught him on the shoulder, deflected out for wide. Maybe Vicario might have had that sorted, but we will never know for sure now because that is in the past. So it looks like there's a bit of activity happening in the window. Hopefully this week we'll see some fruits of all this labour, and then we onwards and upwards as we look towards the FA Cup coming on the weekend. But I think personally it'd be very funny if we go for Conor Gallagher and someone buys him for 60 million and we get some, I don't know, for 20 million. I think we've got the capability to do this sort of thing now. We haven't been doing that in the past because our scouts and football directors have been, arse really, haven't they? That's changed in recent years. Really, I'm trying to think the last transfer that really didn't work out at all was probably Jed Spence, but that was a bald maestro effort, sticking his fingers in. Hopefully he's not sticking his fingers into anything, and the football people can decide. And when I say football people, I mean football person. Ange Postecoglou is the only person that should have a say in transfers, and that seems to be the case. It's the way I like a football club to be. The scouts and the all these directors of guff and fluff, they're there to do Ange's bidding. They will present him with things, or Ange will have his own ideas. Ange says yes or no. None of this club signing crap. Club signing for the future. It's not happening at Tottenham Hotspur anymore. I'm feeling pretty happy, man. I'm feeling pretty happy. I hope you are too. Till next time, peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on you Spurs.